game of Dice Command. It's a semi-abstract tactical wargame for 2 to 4 players with dice action selection and engine building. I'm Mark from Tabletopia, and I'm joined by Sam, who's one of the co-designers. Sam, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's 11:30 in the morning for me here, so I'm just waking up because that's kind of how my day goes. It's evening for you, right? You're based out of Cali.
We're actually in Alberta, Canada.
That's
It's about
of course,
6:30 here,
yeah.
6:30
But
p.m.
time zones kind of line up. That's sweet. And how are you finding the Kickstarter so far?
It's going great. The support from everyone's been fantastic. We funded in just under 9 hours, which
Wow.
is far and above what we expected.
Yeah.
We're blasting through stretch goals. It's been a wild ride, and everyone's been really, really wonderful.
That's awesome. How long has this been in the works?
So this particular project we started, I guess we had the inklings of it probably like December last year, but we
Hmm.
didn't actually start working on it until um, our city went on lockdown in about March.
Yep.
Um, and that's when we made this game our focus. And actually, in a big part, because we had to move to the digital space, we couldn't, interact with a lot of our fans and get playtesting done. Um, so we had to move to the digital space, and the game we were working on was not super digital friendly. So we made something that was, and we just ran with it, and it became such a started having such a great time with it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it came to be.
That's awesome. And is this Ejected Planet's first game, or have we seen you before?
This is our first published game.
Awesome.
We've been working on other titles.
Yep.
They're shelved for the moment, but this is our first public release published game. So,
Cool. Oh, that's awesome. I'm excited to hear a bit more about it. So, can you tell me a bit more about the game and what the flow is like and how it goes?
sure. So, Dice Command is a semi-abstract tactical war game. You've got sort of chess-like movement on a battlefield, but in order to sort of do that, you have worker placement with dice that represent your armies. And you're going to collect resources, you're going to upgrade cards, you're going to use special powerful abilities to, blow each other up,
Yep.
or distract from one another. And we're just going to try and take over each other's bases.
Cool. Cool. Awesome. What sort of made you want to work with dice? Like, some people have a lot of aversion to dice, but I think they're really fun because it's kind of about working with what you got and working with your luck, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of reasons I really like dice.
Yep.
One, with plain dice components, it's something that's familiar. People understand very clearly, very naturally what a D6 is going to do to them.
Mm.
If you roll, I think almost every gamer or board gamer out there has a really firm understanding of at least rolling two D6s.
Yep.
Some have a great grasp of even more than that. And we wanted to make a game where that was, a representation, but at the same time, we wanted to make a game where the luck of those rolls, we can switch it up a little bit. So we wanted to make sure that this game is not about rolling, Yahtzee.
Yeah, sure, sure.
But yeah, it's about that familiarity and letting us bring you into something that's special, a special switch up,
Hmm.
and dip those dice into some theme
Awesome.
that really really flows.
Oh, that's really cool. And so in this game, I assume we're playing both sides of the war.
Uh,
Is it asymmetrical or?
it is the core game is not asymmetrical,
Okay.
although the Kickstarter version is. So the Kickstarter version adds a little module that adds a little bit of asymmetry,
Oh, cool.
but we're not going to play with that here.
Yep.
So we do play on either side. This is abstract. We don't name any names.
Right.
It's World War II-ish themed, but it
Yep.
is an abstract game, so you can do with that whatever you want. If you
Of
want to
course.
theme it up with particular nations, that's all good. But yeah,
At the end of the day, these are just dice, and my dice are going to do
they're
better
just
than your
dice.
dice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Do you have any stretch goals planned or anything to expand the game coming, or is this the whole game?
So right now we have a stretch goal up to add a few more facility cards. These are sort of a change up each game that changes the way the game plays game to game.
Yep.
So we have a stretch goal to add a couple of those. We again, the Kickstarter edition of this game, which is not shown here on Tabletopia yet. It adds an asymmetric element where you actually get an asymmetric ability, or every player gets an asymmetric ability.
Cool.
Those are the two main ones. In the future, we want to continue building on this game. People, have given us all sorts of support, and it's been really great. So we'd really like to look into probably solo mode. Is actually maybe our next venture, because we know that's really big right now.
Solo's really blowing. Yeah, Solo's really blowing up these days, and I think I think in the past there was a lot of not disrespect, but definitely people didn't prioritize solo mode as much. But now I think solo gaming's really coming to the forefront, and that's really cool that you want to include those players as well.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, I didn't really get it probably prior to this year.
Yeah.
I was, great respect for those communities, but
Yeah.
I had never played a solo game. I mean, I'm a big video gamer, but not a solo board gamer.
Yeah, totally.
Outside of the classics like Solitaire or something like that, right? Like basic stuff. But there have been so many cool solo games coming out this year that I was like, well, I'm missing out by not playing solo games.
Absolutely.
So that's it's an exciting area, and somewhere where we'd really like to explore.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, why don't we get into the game? And I'd love you to teach me how it actually plays.
Awesome.
So we've got here the Tabletopia module. How does this differ from the Kickstarter version?
So the only difference is the Kickstarter exclusive special ops deck that adds asymmetric abilities.
Cool.
That module is completely optional, and in fact, we don't recommend it for your first playthrough anyways.
Yep.
So this is going to be the core experience that you'll get. There's nothing left out. This is all in.
Cool.
There might be a few. I will make a disclaimer that the game is being kickstarted right now. And won't ship until next year, so there may be minor balance tweaks or number changes, of course.
Of course.
We're always making sure that everything's tight.
Well,
everything's tight and clean. So.
Yeah, nice. One thing that's really cool about having the Tabletopia version is your backers can actually kind of be like an en masse playtesting session for you. I know some games in the past have actually had feedback from the Tabletopia versions, and those have turned into balance changes that made it into the final game. So you've got that opportunity. Yeah,
I mean, due to the way things are, we've done all of our playtesting this year on this game on Tabletopia, pretty much. Cool. We have a few blind playtest groups that have tested our physical prototypes, but we've played this game hundreds of times online. Awesome. Because we're able to play with people all around the world, and that's been super, super cool to interact with our fans all around the world.
That's really sweet. All right, well, let's get into this. I'd love you to teach me the rules of the game.
Cool. All right. So, to start out, if you look here, we'll play our particular colors. So you're the green player at the bottom here.
Awesome.
So if you look on the right, this barracks-looking thing, this is your barracks. This is where your army and your resources are going to reside. So any currently available units and resources, this is where they'll be. The dice represent units. So any dice anywhere, they are your army. They're your workers and your fighters on the battlefield. If they are in your barracks, they're ready to be used. If they're outside of your barracks, like these 5 on the right, then they are in your reserve, and you're going to be able to draft those in later. So the way that we're going to actually play most of the game is by taking actions, and we'll go one by one. So I'll do a whole turn, you'll do a whole turn, sort of thing.
Yep.
And the way that works is it starts out almost every time with just rolling the dice in your barracks.
Cool.
So just grabbing all the dice.
Go ahead and do that.
Sure, why not? You're just going to roll them up.
Yep.
And so once you have your dice values, you're going to assign them to various actions in a few spots.
Okay.
And predominantly those spots are going to come on these command cards. So this is your command center, just to the left of your barracks.
Yep.
And these 4 cards represent your home base and all the most of the core ideas of what you're going to do.
Okay.
So the really basic ones at the top are financing and conscription. So if it's got a square here, like financing does on the left, this is a spot that you can allocate any die.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's blank like this, you can use any of the dice in your barracks. You're just going to assign one of those right over.
Cool.
If it's a circle, like on conscription, and has a number there, that is going to be a credit. So that's the circular gold tokens that you start with 3 of. So, for instance, if you were to assign a die to the finance action here, I'll just grab one of your dice.
Yep.
And hop it over onto this. That means when you go to resolve it, you'll get $1.
Okay.
Really simple.
Cool.
If you were to assign $1 onto the conscription, that means that when it comes to resolving it, you're going to pull the dice from your reserve into your barracks.
Okay.
And that's it. Anytime you resolve an action with a die, so one of your units, those workers come right back to your barracks after you do it. Okay. So this guy, he comes back. But money spent and research, which we'll get to in a moment, which are these pink spaces, they get spent.
Okay.
So that's going to go back to the supply, which we've got over in the up in the top left. But you start with these, so give that one back to you.
Yep.
In addition, so if we go down to the bottom right, we've got the research and development. So with this card, it's action if you assign 2 dice, and so you do need to assign, if it has this sort of paired dice thing, that takes 2 dice to do that action on your turn.
Yep.
So if you assign both of these, you get a research token. Research tokens are these wonderful pink things over here.
Right.
And if you assign these, then what that's going to let you do is, and we're just going to unlock this card.
Yep.
That lets you flip these cards over to their upgraded side.
Cool.
The upgraded side of all these cards has extra abilities. They've got stronger core actions as well. So if you look here, you can actually see that financing, if you roll a 6, you actually get $2 with that 1 dice.
Yep.
And its special ability gives you a little bit of interest if you've gathered a whole bunch of money.
Yep.
So all of these upgrades, they're going to increase the power of those cards.
Sure.
And just to go over really quickly what these do, conscription, if you upgrade it, same idea, gives you more efficient conscription. But it also lets you conscript units straight out of your reserve onto the battlefield. We'll get to the battlefield in a moment. So let's do that now. So with your headquarters, it has some more special abilities here. So you've got 2 deploy actions and an advance action. So let's start with deploy. When you want to go out onto the battlefield, you are going to take one of your dice. So here you've got a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got a straight.
I got a straight. Rolled well.
So if you want, So if you want to play this, 5 out, you just throw it on the deploy, and when you go to resolve it, you just get to take this guy out onto the battlefield, anywhere on your front line.
Yep.
So drop it in like that. Deployment has a few key rules. For one, if you already have a face value out there, so I'm just gonna grab this die. Ooh, I rolled it. Set it to a 5. So if you already have a 5 out here and you go to deploy this, that's a no-go.
Okay.
You can't deploy a 5 because you already have a 5 out.
Got it.
If you roll doubles,
Mm.
then you can actually stack them together,
Oh wow.
and this becomes an armored. It becomes an armored division, and so you get to deploy these guys together as a tank essentially.
Yep.
And then these guys come out, and now you have a nice big strong unit.
Yep. It's a 10 essentially.
It's a 10, yes. Yep. And it's worth noting that combat in this game is really, really simple in that if you fight another unit, so if I have a 1 here and you fight it, you just kill me. There's no randomness or anything like that. You just kill me and you become a 4.
Okay, cool.
So we deal our numbers and damage to each other. So you kill me, you deal way more damage than I've got.
Got it.
But I hit you back for the 1.
Cool.
So having that big beefy 10 tank is obviously nice and strong.
Yeah, of course.
Now there are so we have these little reference cards in the bottom left, but I will just go over this briefly. There are, when your units are on the battlefield, they can be 3 different types of units.
Okay.
So we've gone over armored divisions. So if they're stacked like that, they count as an armored division. But if it's a 4, 5, or 6, it's what's called a heavy infantry. And heavy infantry, they've got no special abilities. They work like very basic, but they're very strong. They they have a 4 or 5 or a 6 strength. If it is a 1, 2, or a 3, it is a light infantry. And why light infantry are cool is when they move double.
Cool.
And so movement comes from sort of 2 places. If we go to this back to this headquarters cards for a moment, you'll notice that there's, in addition to the deployment actions, there's also an advance action. The advance action allows you to order a unit that's already out on the field to move immediately. So if I've got this guy here, that means that I'm going to bring this 3 actually back to my barracks, and then I'm going to order my 3 out on the field to advance.
Cool.
Now, because this guy's light infantry, he actually gets to move 2. And the rule for movement is that you always just have to move forward.
Okay.
So you can move diagonally forward. Or straight forward, but just forward. But he gets to move 2 spaces, so he can move there, and then he can move there.
Sure.
If he were a 4, 5, or 6, or if he were a roll a 4, perfect. Or if he were a armored division, a stacked tank, then it would just get to move 1 space.
Okay. And does a 4 from the barracks need to advance a 4 on the field?
No, it does not. You can use any die to advance any unit out on the field.
Cool.
One last note about the combat. Armored divisions just run over light infantry. So if you've got a light infantry here and you happen to advance on top of it, it just dies.
Oh, right. So, and no retaliation.
That's just no retaliation. It's free kill.
Cool.
And combat happens whenever we advance onto each other. So movement is attacking if we engage each other.
Sure.
It's not, there's no special combat action or anything like that. Just if we run into each other, that's a combat.
Cool.
Now, the final card is research and development. And research and development is a little bit special in that its upgrade actually takes 5 research tokens.
Yeah, of course.
And that's because you're researching atomic warfare.
Sure.
When you manage to pull that off, you just get to take 2 of your units in the reserve and put them behind way back here. And I should note, actually, I should have said this earlier. The condition for victory is actually just to get 4 units behind enemy lines.
Got it.
So this is typically from you deploying units on the battlefild and running them down. So running this guy all the way down through my troops and, wiggling them around. But if you use the atomic warfare, you actually just get to put 2 straight in.
Okay. That seems bad.
And then when you upgrade this, it's very strong, very strong.
Yeah.
And actually, when you do that, you
Oh.
get to upgrade the card, and then the second nuke can come out after 3.
Much quicker.
So
Yeah.
if you get 8 research, you just win the game.
Sure.
That's just one of the ways that you are able to win this game is
Yep.
by researching 8 times.
Yep. Okay.
Any questions so far? I know that was a lot of information.
No, I mean, it's a lot of things, but they're all fairly self-explanatory, which is really nice. They're very intuitive.
Cool. Yeah. Of course, if you have any questions, just don't hesitate to ask.
Of course.
Once you've assigned, and so the way your turn actually works, so you've assigned your units. So if I were to assign, say, here, maybe this guy here, and then this guy. Not going to do the whole turn because we'll get into that later. Once you've assigned everything, then that's your assign phase.
Okay.
Then you go to your resolution phase, and then you get to resolve these actions in any order you wish.
Okay.
So if I want, just for simplicity, I'll take the $1 first. So I would take $1 from the supply.
Yep.
So I moved my camera instead of me. Then I deploy this 1 out on the field.
Yep.
From the deploy action, and then I use my advance action to push him out 2 spaces.
Cool.
And that's the resolution phase.
Cool.
Once the resolution phase is done, all your units currently on the field, they get a free advancement. So that means that if you had, even if you had, all of these units out, they all get to move.
Okay.
And that is 2 for light infantry, so this 1 gets to move 2.
Yep.
And 1 for these guys.
Heavy infantry, cool.
Yeah. One final note before we move on. When you're deploying, infantry can deploy behind friendly infantry.
Okay.
So if you've got a guy way downfield like this, and you throw a deploy here, you can deploy this all the way down here.
Oh wow!
So you're essentially establishing a forward base.
Yep.
So by moving up, you're not only threatening to get these guys in. You're also threatening to drop more guys in where he is.
Sure.
The exception to this is tanks. So the armored divisions, when they deploy, they have to come out of the front.
Okay.
They can't just pop out.
They can't just roll.
So they have to always come out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
So no airdrops. It's not quite as readily available in World War II, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's our command center.
Cool.
Next up, in addition to the command center, there are also these 2 decks of cards.
Sure.
So the deck on the right is the tactical advantage deck. And what this is it's going to be a market, and there will always be 3 cards.
Okay.
And these 3 cards are extra actions you can take during your turn. You can assign to these, and you can resolve these just like you would actions on your command center.
Yep.
They are significantly more powerful, typically, but more narrow in their use.
Sure.
So you can see here, if you roll a 6, and so some of them have requirements like the sniper. If you roll a 6, you can drop a 6 on. So if I set this guy to a 6, and I throw this on.
Yep.
That means that when you go to resolve it, you can shoot one of the guys on the field, one of my guys, for 6 damage.
Oh wow.
And there's a bunch of these. There's about 12, I think, 12 to 15 different cards in here, and a few repeats. Every card has repeats.
Okay.
The forced retreat card here, you'll notice, has a research icon on it. And what that means is that if you want, instead of taking the ability, you can take a research token.
Oh, sure.
And that's all that means.
Cool.
So if you want to really power up your upgrade things, or you want to go for that atomic warfare, you can choose to use these cards for research instead.
Okay.
Um,
How does this market refresh?
Finally-
Or
oh, right. So any card you use gets discarded.
yep.
And then new cards just push it so that
Okay.
the next player always has 3 cards.
Cool. Easy.
If you do not use a card,
Yep.
so let's say I didn't want to use any of these,
Mm-hmm.
then a card just automatically gets pushed through.
Sure. At the end of your turn.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right after you advance.
Great. Cool.
Finally, you'll notice that the board has 2 little markers on it. These are facility markers.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, and we'll do this in a moment, but we're going to draft a couple of facility cards. And what these are is they are extra abilities or effects that come into play provided you control these locations.
Oh, sure.
So if you've managed to take control of, say, the airfield here, and it comes around to your turn, then you can actually use the ability that's listed on the airfield.
Oh, cool.
So this is an assignable action that you can throw out here.
Nice. Okay.
And what this card allows you to do is you get to paratroop a guy in anywhere on the board.
Oh, wow.
So this guy just can come straight down.
Including behind enemy lines?
Powerful ability. Not behind enemy lines,
Sure.
but on my front line.
Yeah.
So that's pretty close.
Yes.
He can't move that turn, but he's a
Sure.
big threat, obviously. Since you're basically saying deal with this, right?
Yeah, definitely. And is this if I control either of the 2 spots?
So you'll notice that each one, so this
Yeah.
one says 1 and
Yep.
this one says 2,
Mhm.
and they just match
Oh,
up
I
against
see.
the board.
Yeah.
So if you control 1, you control the airfield here.
Got
If
it.
you're to control 2, you control this munitions depot.
Got it.
The munitions depot is a passive effect. There's a few of them that are like this. And as long as you control this, all of your engagements, whenever any of your units engage,
Yep.
they get to increase their power by 1 before the fight,
Cool.
which is, you get a little bit stronger every time you engage.
Yep. Cool.
So yeah, I think that is about it. Some things might come up during play.
I'm sure you'll be able to help out with those.
Yeah. Yes. I guess I just will note, since these tokens are here, these are landmine tokens.
Okay.
There are cards that could cause these to come up.
Yep.
Simply, if you run over them, you just roll this d6 and
Yep.
take that much damage.
Okay, sure.
And that's all that is.
Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
If you like, I can take the first turn.
Yeah. Perfect.
To make that straightforward.
That sounds good to me.
Show you what's gonna happen.
Do I start with
you get
5?
so
Yeah.
you start with 5, and because you're going second, you get 4 credits to
Got it.
start. I'll start with 3 since I'm going first.
Awesome.
And before we get going, if you could just draw 2 facilities from the facility deck here.
Yeah.
And then you're going to pick one, and you're going to lay it out face down on the 2.
Okay.
That's your facility location.
Okay.
Cool. And you can just put the other one back. We can flip these over.
Yep. Nope.
Cool.
Cool. Okay.
All right, you can just lock that one up if you want.
Yep.
And all right, I'll get started.
Let's do it.
So, I start out just by taking all the dice in my barracks and rolling them. All right, so nothing super strong, no tanks. Actually, did I get a straight? I just rolled a straight.
You
I
did.
think we're
Oh my
we're
gosh.
cursed. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this 3 out. So remember, a 1, 2, or a 3 is a light infantry, so
But
this
they
guy's
can
going
move
to be fast.
twice. Yeah.
And I'll just grab that. I'll take a quick look at what came out here. All right.
Interesting.
So actually, maybe what I'll do instead, since that came out, let's get a. We'll just rejig things a little bit here.
Yeah.
And turn this on. And all right. So I'm going to start with the easy stuff first. So I've
Sure.
assigned all the actions I want to take.
Yep.
I'm going to start with financing. So I'm going to take $1 from the supply.
Yep. That makes sense.
Then with conscription, I'm going to use this dollar to buy a unit from
Yep.
my reserve. Then I'm going to deploy out this 1 and this 2. Then I'm going to use my advance action to move this 2 forward 2 spaces. And finally, I'm going to use morale boost to, and this reads, force deploy the assigned unit. You may increase all other deployed units values by 1.
Oh, wow.
And I'll just note that the words force deploy,
Yeah.
all this means is that previous rule I told you where you have to make sure you don't deploy the same value. Like if I had a 5 out, normally I wouldn't be able to deploy a 5.
Sure.
Force deploy just allows you to ignore that
Override
restriction.
that. Cool.
So I don't have a 5 anyway, so it doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
just in case that comes up,
Interesting.
I'm going to drop this 5 in behind my 2.
Because it's behind
and he's
the
going to
unit.
increase
Yep.
the power. Yeah. And he's going to increase the power of all the other units.
Oh, wow.
So you can kind of imagine a sergeant coming out and inspiring everybody a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I guess we're discarding here, just
Yep.
right here.
That makes sense.
Cool. And then it's the end of my turn now.
Yep.
So I'm going to move all my troops.
Forward by default.
Do something like that
Whoa.
and that. So this
Wow.
guy just moved forward to him and there. And
And
so
you are now controlling
got out pretty quick.
first tactical space as well.
That's right. Yeah. So you can get there quick.
Mm.
And now you are up.
All right. And I draw a third one of these?
Yeah. So I'll grab that for you.
Oh, cool. Mortar fire. Roll the assigned units and choose one of the results. All enemy units that match the chosen value were destroyed. Oh, yeah. Destroy only the top unit of armored. Okay.
So kind of if there's a bunch of units out, especially
Yeah.
if they match, you can try and
Yes.
hit them with some mortar fire.
Interesting. Choose the space within 2 spaces of a unit you own. Deal 2 damage to all units on and surrounding that space. Interesting. That cost me $2 though, so that may be a bit pricey for me. All right. What have we got? Okay, well, not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad, although right now I'm not really dealing with stuff that cares about the values of the dice. But I did get a doubled armored division.
You did, yeah. The strongest unit, the double 6
That
tank.
is the strongest unit. I think I will deploy that.
Excellent.
All right, I'm going to conscript. I'm going to also deploy the strongest 3. And I'm going to assign units to generate credits. Yeah. Probably need my money back. And I'll do an advance.
Never
as
a bad
well.
call.
Yeah. I think
All
I'm
right.
okay with the tactical abilities for now. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm going to conscript. I'm going to generate. Get that money back. Then I'm going to deploy this bad boy. Oh, no. Start with this. And then deploy that one. Then I'll advance them. Then I advance all units or one unit.
So the forced advance action on your headquarters is 1 unit.
Cool.
But all your units will be able to move at the end of your turn for free as well.
Yep, that's right. Okay, so I think I will do a 1, 2. And I'll just bring that forward. And I think that's it. So I do my free movement. So 1, 2.
Yep. So just the advance action would have just been one of them.
Oh, yep. Sorry. Yes, it would have.
That's okay.
That's right. Cool. So
Cool.
end of round. I do the free movement. Right there. You're gonna take me out. I don't like that. Maybe I don't want to be there.
It's not a bad call to hang back a space or two sometimes if you're worried that, because you're right. If I advanced, I can double advance on my turn, and I would be able to kill that.
You would, yes, which is not fantastic for me.
Not ideal.
Maybe I actually go here.
All right.
Yeah, because... Yep. I'm happy with that.
Awesome.
Go ahead.
Cool. And so you didn't use any of these cards, so I'll just cycle them through.
Cool. Force deploy a unit from your reserve with its value matching the assigned unit. Cool. Call
on some reinforcements there.
Yeah.
All right.
So should I have rolled the reserve? Oh no, it matches the assigned unit. Yep. Okay. All good.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. So, probably not going to be able to hold this for too much longer. So let's get the research facility going.
That's fair.
And then got to keep the old economy going.
Yep.
And guess I just have to advance. So, and I'm unable to use these, yeah. So I will start with gaining my research tokens here.
Seems
so
good.
Bring that guy back, spend this $2.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then I'm gonna get $1 and buy a unit. And then I'm going to force a unit to move. Okay. And so I'll just move this guy down here.
Yep.
And then end of turn, let's do that. I'm going to zip him around you there.
Yep.
So you can zigzag like that. That's totally fine. And that's it. That's my turn.
Awesome. All right. Let's roll up. Oh my gosh. No, I don't know if we should do that. But I feel like since I've got it, but then I'll be running out.
Well, don't forget you can't.
Sorry.
You cannot deploy the 6 though because you are showing a 6.
That
so you
is
can't
true.
Deploy the matched value.
That's true.
So you are prevented from
just spamming
that second thing.
That makes sense. What have we got? Minefield. Place up to 3 mines on open spaces surrounding a unit you own. How do mines work?
So, you just drop these mine tokens. You'll drop 3 of them on, so surrounding are any of the spaces diagonal or orthogonal to your unit you own. If either of us walk over those spaces, we just have to roll this yellow damage dice and take that in damage.
Got it.
That walked over.
And then it goes away. Yep.
And then it goes away. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Interesting. It costs $1 and a unit. Yeah. Okay. Well, definitely need to keep conscripting. In fact, I might just rush that.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, because I'm getting low on troops. Assign units to generate credits. Yeah, let's keep the cash flow coming. And let's... although, actually, I'll do that with a 6. And then I will deploy the 5. and then I will advance it. Oh, you're just gonna zip around me, aren't you? It's not good. But maybe I'll just fortify up. No, I can't deploy the 6. All right.
No. Don't forget, the 5 will get to move twice, because if you order it to move, it will move
That's
again.
true. Yep. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So,
Cool.
I'm going to conscript 2 units. Oh, buy money. Buy money. But that's okay. Now I have troops. I'm going to get myself $1 back. I'm going to deploy this 5 here. Going to advance that 5, 1 space, and then end of turn. So I'm going to 5v2.
Cool. So you are now a 3.
3. Yep.
Cool.
And then I'm going to 1, 2, and these guys will just keep marching on forward. Just trudge on.
Awesome.
Cool. And we cycle the tactical deck, and your turn.
That is right.
Now, do the I forget the name of this deck. Sorry, the
facilities.
The facilities. Thank you. Do the facilities at all change throughout the game, or are they set for this game?
They are set for this game.
Cool.
So they're something different game to game.
Yeah, and that's really cool because I guess it sort of dictates potentially the strategy for this particular game. Like if the research facility didn't exist, maybe neither of us would care about rushing atomic warfare, for example. So that's really cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
And some of them, there's a sniper's nest.
Yeah.
That can really warp how people move around the middle.
Sure.
Other stuff like that. So,
cool.
Yeah, let's see what we can do here. So, I'm going to use these right away.
That sounds good.
That let's yeah. Let's try something like this. And then let's we do this here and I'll do an advance. All right.
Cool.
So I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this minefield.
Yep.
And I'm just going to drop it right behind my 5 here.
Cool.
So that gets spent. And then I'm going to advance my 3 off of the research facility here.
Yep.
Up to here.
Yep.
And deploy a 6 behind it.
Ooh. Yep.
And then we're going to gain $1 back from financing. And now I'm going to upgrade both of these cards. And finally, so now end of turn, I will move this guy here.
Yep.
Yep, let's do that.
Okay.
And I'm going to kill the 3 here.
Yeah, sure. And that goes back to my reserve?
That's correct. Yeah,
cool.
It goes back to your reserve.
Yep.
And you're up.
Cool. So just a question. Let's say you had moved this 3 onto my front line. Could I deploy behind my line?
Worth noting, I should mention this, for defense, you are allowed to move along your front line.
Oh, got it. Okay. Cool. Yep.
So you can move sideways along your front line.
Cool. That makes sense.
For that reason, exactly.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll it up. You're a 4. There we go. Okay. Well, those mines make things a bit tricky. Let's see.
Chance you don't die to it.
There's a 33% chance I don't die to it. Don't like those odds really, but okay. So I'll just keep the conscription train going. There's another minefield out.
Yeah, somehow got all 3 of them in a row.
Yep.
That's okay.
That's fine. Let's see. I can't deploy a 6 or a 3. Force deploy unless I force deploy a unit from my reserve. Which is, well, not helpful. Oh, sorry. So, just the symbol on the reinforcements tactical advantage.
Yes.
I can place a 4, 5, or 6. Is that what that means?
That is correct. Yeah,
Yep.
Sorry, I should have noted that. That
That's
is
okay.
a 4 or higher symbol.
4 or higher. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. So in fact, I can force deploy a 6, which I think I will do.
Cool.
And then I'll also probably want to deploy a 4. I want to deploy a... No, I think I actually want... to deploy the 2. And then I will get a minefield going. Yep. Okay. Let's do this.
Cool.
So, reinforcements. I'm going to force deploy a 6. So I'm going to pop him right there.
All right.
I'm going to deploy a 4. Going to deploy a 2.
All right.
And I'm going to conscript.
Okay.
And that's that. Oh, the minefield, of course. Now, let's see. So I'm going to throw that there, take that back, and I get to deploy 3 mines in open spaces. So non-occupied, I assume, is the intention of that.
Yep, that's right.
Can it be diagonal?
Yep, just
Cool.
surrounding a unit you own.
Cool.
So got to pick one unit you own and then
Yeah.
all around that.
Done. Let's just pop them here. Great.
All right.
Cool. You're up.
Cool. End of turn advance. Any advancement you want?
Yes, end of turn advance. So, I will actually... That becomes a 1.
Yeah.
That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. And I will hold off on moving this.
Gonna risk it?
All
right.
I don't know. He feels pretty trapped there. But that's okay.
He is, yeah. All right. We'll roll these up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, something like this.
Better financing.
Swap out this minefield.
Oh, yeah, of course.
See what we got. And you used reinforcements, right?
Yes,
Used
I
both
did.
these.
Yep.
So let's get a couple more.
Tank busters. Destroy an armored division's top unit that is up to 2 spaces away from a light infantry. Oh, no. I don't like that.
I don't have any light infantry close to you.
Not
so you're,
yet.
You're okay for now.
Mortify.
Not yet. Yeah.
Roll the assigned units, then choose one of the results. Oh, yeah, we discussed this one. Cool.
All right. So, let's start with an advance here.
Mm.
So we're gonna advance this 3 and kill your 2.
Yep, no problem.
And then I'm going to use the conscription special ability. This guy allows me to force deploy a 1 from my reserve.
Oh, wow.
Straight out.
Yep.
And then I'll gain $2 with my upgraded financing 6.
Ooh.
And spend $1 to buy 1 unit.
Yep.
Now, end of turn, I will advance this guy in.
Yep.
And speed this guy behind you there.
Yep. Okay.
So that's 1 point.
Yep.
And the 5 here, I will move right there.
The goal is to get 4 behind enemy lines?
Yeah, yep. In 2-player, it is 4.
Okay. Yep. What have we got? Espionage. Steal a research token from an enemy. Roll a d6. If the rolled value is greater than the assigned total, destroy an assigned unit. Oof. Okay. So basically you get captured in the process of researching.
So kind of some theme we're trying to imply with this card is you have to assign a 1 and some other unit.
Yep.
And so the 1 is supposed to be your spy.
Cool.
And depending on how much you help him out, he has a chance of dying. So,
yeah. Cool. Okay. Let's see. I will probably... Gosh. Well, I probably want... I mean, you do have... now, I assume that, for example, if I did Mortifier and I rolled a 1, I couldn't destroy this one behind enemy lines. That's locked off?
Yes. Yeah. As soon as a unit is behind enemy lines, they're no longer a unit. They're just a victory point indicator, essentially.
Cool. That makes sense. All right. Whew. I'm probably going to... Oh gosh, this is dire. Alright, I'm going to deploy... Well, I have to defend myself, so I'm going to deploy. You don't have any armored divisions, I don't care about that. And you don't have any research currently, so I don't care about that. Okay. I definitely need money back. And I guess I can also deploy another unit. Yep, okay, great, let's do this. So
careful of the 3 because you already have a 3 on the field there.
Oh, I do already have a 3 on the field. That's true. Yeah. Maybe then... thank you for catching that.
Forcing an advance is always viable.
It's not a bad option, yeah. I think I'll do
dump.
that. Cool. Alright, so... okay, easy one. I got the money. Get $1. I will deploy this 5 here. Then I will... I'll get a free advance, so there's no need to use it on him. You know what? Let's just see how this goes. Here we go. He's very dead.
Very dead. Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
No problem.
But that mine is gone. Lane is open.
Yep. Cool. So, now I want to give everyone free movement. So the 5 crushes the 1.
Yep.
Becomes a 4. The 6 goes here. The stack goes there. The 1 goes there. Yep.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Let's rotate these guys.
Mm-hmm.
More reinforcements.
More reinforcements. Cool.
No 6s, but that's okay.
Yep.
Get a couple units this way.
Ooh.
And then
I really like that there's sort of multiple tracks you can follow, so you can go very finance heavy and just kind of like keep throwing units out at people, just conscripting as fast as possible, or you can go down the research path, which is going to leave you a bit more vulnerable but may pay off with that auto sort of auto 2 points. That's really cool.
yeah. We wanted so really we wanted to deliver sort of, we're trying to have roughly 3 ways
Yeah.
to win, but there's nuanced variants of all of those things. So you're like going that heavy research focus. You can absolutely, and I've with the other designer, we of course we try and stress all those points all the time, and I've lost to the straight research play a couple times.
Oh wow.
But it is tenuous though, because you kind of get up right in front of them, and then they're like, okay, enough research, and then they dump all of their army on you right on top of you to wipe you out, and then they're like, now I'll finish the other bomb sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of play there. Just
cool.
gonna so we'll make $2 and buy 2 units. And then I'll deploy out from my reserve this one, and then I will advance him like so. Yeah, that might work. And finally, so end of turn, just gonna move him there.
Okay. That makes sense.
And cycle these.
Yep.
And what do we got? Ooh, danger close.
Ooh,
all right.
Destroy all units and mines surrounding a unit you owned. If assigned total is 12 or less, destroy your unit. Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm going to roll my 1 die. First off, I'm going to do a conscription because I really need units.
Yep.
And I also probably...
It is worth noting.
Yeah.
If you... So at this point, we'll probably write it in the barracks somewhere.
Yep.
But if you ever find yourself with 0 dice,
yep.
You can call on for emergency relief.
Okay.
What that means is that you will immediately draft 1 unit and get $3.
Yep.
But you can't do anything else that turn.
Got it. Okay.
Your whole turn.
Yeah. Interesting.
You can't brick yourself out of playing. Is basically the point.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, that makes sense. Interesting. Well, I don't hate that, actually. I think that'll be a quicker path back than...
You do have a small problem.
Yeah.
That you can't deploy the 4, though.
I can't deploy the 4. Damn. What a shame. But maybe I'll just force a 4 out onto the field. I think I'll do that. I am broke, but at least I can brute force my way into this So I'm going to deploy it there, I think. Yep.
Yep, good spot.
Bring that back. That card's used. All right, and then end of turn movement. So gonna take you, just trudge on. Oh, maybe I just want to camp there. Actually, it's not the worst idea. Do that. If I do that, then I do that. Quell that 1.
Okay.
Turns that into a 3. Then I can begin advancing that. And that's it. Turn.
Cool.
Oh, and I can script it a
What do we
unit.
got?
I should probably.
Yes. All right. Well, you have a scary army. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let's try this. How did I roll 4 5s? Nuts. All
Oh
right.
my gosh, I didn't see that. Yeah. Wow.
All right. It's unfortunate, but that's okay. We'll make do.
You'll make do. Oh no, and your 5's the unit you've got out. Oh my gosh.
Let us read.
I mean, you do have doubles, so you can definitely use that. Just push me all back.
I can definitely use it.
I'm glad I'm not standing in front of any mines.
Positive. I want to. Oh, I got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do that, and yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
So what we're gonna do is first we're going to conscript a 1 from my reserve here. No, sorry, I'm gonna spend this dollar to buy my other unit there too.
Oh, sure.
Yep. And then I'm going to gain a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will deploy this 4 behind that 1. And make a little conga line.
Yep.
And then
conga line of death.
I'm going to force this. Yes. Force this 5 forward.
Yep.
Grab a research. And now end of turn. So what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to move this 1 onto the field hospital.
Yep.
To claim it.
Yep.
Now, when I advance this 4 onto the 1,
yep,
I become a 3, and then heal back up to a 5.
Becomes a 5. That's great.
And then this 5 is going to advance onto this 3.
Becomes
he would go down to a 2 normally.
And then becomes a 4.
But then he heals up to a 4.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
The tides have very quickly shifted.
Well, that should be that turn. Yep.
Cool.
Oh and gosh. You are up.
I am doing something wrong. You have so many dice in your pool. Okay. Well, in your barracks. Let's see. I need more people.
In my barracks, yeah.
Gosh. I wonder... So, I'll roll first. 6 and a 1. What is this? Move up to 2 units you own. 1 space in any direction. It's basically a double advance. It's not bad.
It is 2 units in one. So yeah, you
Yeah.
should choose 2 units, and it's any direction, so you can move backwards, which can be handy.
Oh, cool. Okay, interesting. Yeah. Actually, I don't mind that. I think I will do that. And then I will... I need money. I really need money. Alright, so I'll take the dollar. I will...
Okay.
Now... So, move up to 2 units. You own 1 space in any direction. So, with that... 2 units, you own 1 space, any direction. So I'm going to... Yeah, move the 6. Becomes
Yep.
2.
Yep.
And then I'm going to move the... Yeah, I think we're going to just push that there. Then, end of turn movement. The 2 squashes the 1, becomes a 1.
Yep.
Now
and actually, because you now control that,
yes,
you are now a 3.
It does take effect. Okay, great. I thought I wasn't sure if it had to be at the beginning of the engagement or not.
It is actually a point currently in discussion between me and the other designer.
I see.
But right now, this is the ruling.
Cool.
So.
I'll take it. That one goes forward and have to go forward. What a shame. Now, if I got damaged by mines, there's 12. How do I represent that it's less than 12?
So you just deal the damage to the top die until it's fully removed.
Oh, cool.
And that's it.
Yep. Cool.
So if it were a 5 on a 5 and you dealt 4 damage to the top, you would end up with a 5 with a 1 on top.
Yep.
And for all intents and purposes, it would still be an armored division with a strength of 6.
Okay.
That's all that means.
Cool. Yeah, I think I will stomp this mine out and stop you putting people too forward. Because when you deploy behind, it has to be directly behind.
It does, yeah. So you can actually you cut off. It's a common tactic to move behind.
Cool.
Units to block them off.
Oh, and I only take 1. So
that's best case.
I'm okay with this.
All right.
Cool.
Let's do it. These rotate.
Oh, yep, of course.
Fresh recruits.
All right. Place this card in your barracks after resolving it. You may discard it during the roll phase to re-roll any number of dice in your barracks. Cool.
Yeah, that block is it's tough.
Thank God, because I've been down troops because of this armored division this whole game. It set me back an entire die, which is an entire action, essentially. So I want to get some value out of it.
It is worth noting if an armored division gets behind, it is 2 points.
Oh, it is? Okay, interesting.
So
cool.
It is, yeah.
Yep.
But okay, so we're ready to go, I think.
Cool.
So I'm just going to take these $2. And then I'm going to conscript one of my units.
Yep.
I'll actually conscript the other one because I'm about to use that one. Then I will advance this 5 forward.
Ooh, okay, interesting.
And put a 3 behind it,
Hmm.
and then this 1 behind that.
Yep.
And grab another research token here. Oh, no, I gotta grab. Oh, no, good. Did not grab that one yet. And end of turn.
Yep.
I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna kill this 3 with my 3, so
Right.
we're both toast.
Yep.
And I'll move that all the way up there.
Okay. Cool.
And you're up.
All right. Let's have a look. Let's roll them. Got a 6 and a 1, and the new card needs a 5, so I don't need to acknowledge it. Great. Let's see. Move up.
Oh, you used this flank attack. Actually.
Oh, I did. Yes.
We should be right.
Yes.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
That should have been cycled. What have we got here? Oh, more fresh recruits.
Oh, great.
So no change.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to conscript, and I'm going to. I feel like I need to defend what's happening here. Probably. Might deploy the 1. And then... Now, a 6 is not showing, is that correct? Therefore, I could deploy a 6, technically?
That is correct. It's based on face values.
Got it. Interesting. Actually, I think I will just generate some more money. I need to get more people recruited. So, I'm gonna spend the $1, and then I'm gonna get $1 back, and a die.
Cool.
And then I will deploy that, and then end of turn, I'm gonna go 4, kills that off. Oh,
and
turns
the
that
1
into a 1, and then kill that off.
Mm-hmm. Cool. All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. And 2. Thank you.
All good.
Sniper.
Okay.
All right.
Sniper.
Keep this going. I think I will buy this guy now. I've been trying to roll the double 6s to fight this tank, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. Might just have to let it be for now. Go something. Get 3. Oh. So I twist my camera in all sorts of weird ways. Okay. So, start by advancing my 1 up here.
Yep.
Then deploy these guys.
Yep. It's pretty dangerous.
And I will deploy or gain $2 and 2 units. Gain a research. And then end of turn, or I got this fresh recruits too,
yep,
so just
that's right.
Claim that. The magnetic there grips it.
All good.
And then end of turn, let's do.
Oh no, they're rushing.
Here and here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you're up.
Oh boy, what have we got? Frag grenade. Yep, cool.
Oh,
Which I cannot afford, so I'm just going to ignore it. Alright, a 6 and a 4. Now 6, that's a sniper. That feels inefficient.
that is a sniper.
Well, let's see. I definitely need to recruit, so let's keep that going. I feel like I need to fortify somehow, but maybe it is just the best I can do. Maybe I should actually tactically take out one of you, deploy the other one, and go from there. Yeah, so $1 gets me a unit. I will deploy the 4 here. Okay. Yep. And I will snipe the 3.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good.
Ooh, flamethrower. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't see that. I haven't acknowledged it yet. Or processed it.
Sure.
Sorry.
That's all good.
So,
La la la.
Yeah, exactly. Armor division there. I'm gonna keep my 4 here.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
What is flamethrower?
And hey, it's a flamethrower.
Whoa, that's a big surprise. Deal 3 damage to all units in the 3 spaces in front of a unit you own. Oh my goodness. You should be very fortunate to know I won't be able to afford that on my turn.
Roll these up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we're gonna go for that. Yeah, I'll put you on the clock here.
Oh boy.
Throw a couple bucks there.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Throw these down. Grab some money and do. Actually, I guess I have the research facility actually. So it's a bit more bang for buck.
Yep.
Do that.
That seems good. Oh no.
And then, so resolve it. I'm going to drop this 5 in here.
Yep.
We'll advance this 1. Gain 2 research tokens there.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
It's coming.
It is. I can feel it.
Gain another one here.
Yep.
And then $2.
Yep. Wow.
And you are.
Oh no.
And end of turn. Get
Claim
this
that.
guy in, and then I'll
no.
throw my guys at the top of your tank.
Yep.
Sacrificing them to knock them out of their tank, but still got the 6 underneath.
Yep. Okay. Well, this seems dire.
A little bit.
Because I think you automatically win next turn.
You don't have $1. Yep. There's not much you can do at this point.
Not much I can do unless espionage? Nope.
Not espionage.
Not espionage.
No. Sadly.
I think that's a game.
Yeah,
but
you could get one in.
Oh yeah.
But yep.
Let's play it out though. So.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So I'm gonna. Can't do anything there because I'm broke. I just blew all my money on that giant armored division. So, I think all I can really do is an advance, and I will. I'll deploy my. Oh no, I can't deploy either. Oh my gosh!
You rolled exactly what you got.
I rolled exactly what's on the board. All right, no problem. I'll just get some money. So I'll take the $1.
Cool.
Not that it'll help. And I will advance this, and then end of turn movement.
Cool.
Advance, advance. Hey, I got one.
Hey.
And you blow me
All
to
right.
smithereens.
And here comes the nuke. Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
throw these on
Yep.
and resolve it. These guys become nuclear weapon.
They sure do.
And good game, sir.
Good game. Thank you. Wow, that's really fun. I'm just gonna have a look through the deck here
sure.
and see what else we could have gotten. Gain 1 credit at the start of your turn. So like a really like well-funded game if you're sort of like occupying one of those fortifications. That's really cool. Are there any that you are particularly fond of?
The bell tower is probably the most warping one.
Yeah.
Just because basically you hold out in this bell tower, and anything that comes near you, you end up with sort of this range that everyone's just kind of afraid to get in there.
Yeah, sure.
Like the funny thing is that it feels way stronger than it is. So like people get really scared of it. It's not that strong,
sure.
But still it's pretty scary.
That's pretty cool.
So that one's a lot of fun.
So you basically create
the aircraft
this
carrier
halo around you, and people have to sneak around the edge.
Exactly, yeah.
That's cool.
It only gets one shot at the start of your turn, right?
Yep.
And we did actually nerf it. It doesn't shoot armored divisions anymore.
Okay.
Sadly. So you can just run up in a tank and
sure.
They can't pick you out of it.
I mean, that makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
The aircraft carrier is another fun one.
Oh,
that
yeah.
one is this one right here.
3 damage to all units in a single row or column. Whoa. So that
so
adds
in the 4-player.
Yeah, sorry.
So yeah, in the 4-player, when you have twice as much stuff happening, a whole row or column can end up being quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
In 2-player, it's less exciting.
Sure.
But still a powerful card. But
yeah,
4-player is where it really shines.
And so in 4-player, is this board the same size?
No, it's duplicated basically.
Okay.
You just duplicate it for 2v2.
Yeah.
So in the 2v2 format, there's just another board that looks exactly like this, but with a 3 and a 4, and the facilities on the other side.
Cool.
You just place that right next to it, and that's your 2v2.
Awesome.
In free for all, though, it's actually a crisscross.
Oh wow.
It looks a fair bit different.
Yeah.
And everyone's sort of clockwise crisscross sort of thing going on.
That's crazy.
So.
Wow.
Yeah.
This has been really fun. Thank you so much for teaching us how to play the game and actually playing with me. I definitely got stomped. I got really excited about my armored division, and I think that's where I got let down because I was down in action from the start.
It's very common. People always want to get out on the battlefield and stuff and neglect the engine a little bit.
Yes.
That's a very common, issue to the point that we're writing a little bit of a blurb right now for the strategy or for the rule book. That's just like, consider your engine a little bit first before you get storming out there.
Absolutely.
But also just, this game has a lot of ways to win.
Yeah.
And pushing that early advantage, getting the tank on turn 1 is not necessarily a bad thing. You just need to flex its position on the battlefield.
Definitely. Make good use of it. I think I mean I think what's really cool about it is that there is an engine you need to build, and there is a lot of interaction between what you're financing, what you're conscripting, how many dice you have available. If you have things on the board, great, you have board presence, but you're not actually doing stuff in the background. So I think there's a lot of nuance there that really makes it shine, and that's awesome.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Yeah, we're really excited to get it out there, and
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining. This has been a pleasure, and it's
Thanks so much for having us.
Still on Kickstarter as of when we're broadcasting this. So get out there and back Dice Command, and you can enjoy 2 to 4 players. Is that right?
2 to 4 players. That's correct. Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much, Sam. And you have a good day.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Pleasure playing you.
Bye.